Bolden here, 4 years or whatever, 2 different Boldens. And as much as I was excited for those movies to be here, as much as I wanted to be in them, whenever I auditioned for any of these movies, it was always racist white guy, right? And when you have a face like this, you get booked as a racist white guy a lot. There's a racist police officer, racist lawyer, racist sharecropper, and you know. But if somebody's willing to pay me a day of scale, I will be a racist motherfucker. So, you know, over time, even better. So recently, I worked on this movie in Atlanta called The Banker, and it stars Anthony Mackie, who was the first Buddy Bolden when they were making Bolden here. And in the movie, he plays Bernard Garrett, this real historical figure who was a financial genius in the 50s, and he wanted to open a bank. He had a wealthy local businessman, African-American fellow that wanted to invest in his bank, but they wouldn't give him a charter for the bank because he was black. So they bring in a white guy who knows nothing about banking to be the front of the business. And what they do is they sort of bend the laws of lending, and they give black families loans for businesses and homes. Well, they get ratted out. And then Mr. Amos from the FDIC and the Treasury agent show up and shut down the bank and kick them out to be arrested by the FBI. So at least I'm not overtly racist in this one. I'm just inherently racist in this role. So I get to Georgia, I get the call sheet for the next day, and I see Anthony Mackie at the top. And I'm excited about that because I've met Anthony before when he was working on Bolden, a guy who I played music with, worked on the film, and Anthony came and saw my band, and we hung out one afternoon out at Carolina Beach, and I was excited to see him again. But I looked down, number 2 on the call sheet is the 2 names and 1 initial that every actor wants to work with, and that is Samuel L. Jackson. Ooh. And so I'm like, what? Oh my God, I can't even tell you how excited I was. I barely slept the night before. I get down to the set, and first scene is us kicking them out of the bank because it's daytime and they want to do the exterior early. So we're kicking them out onto the street, and in the most racist way possible. And so I go up to Anthony as we get to the set. I'm like, hey man, my name's Zach. We met, 6, 7 years ago in Wilmington. Johnny Max, our friend. He's like, Johnny Max. So I'm in, like there, with Anthony. Anthony says, hey, have you met Sam yet? And I go over and shake his hand, and we start chatting. I talk about running the theater here in town, and he says, and Anthony's like, yeah, well, I went to school of arts and, did a lot of theater. And Sam goes, me too. I did a ton of theater. I said, I know that. I said, I know. In fact, you were discovered by Spike Lee to do the right thing when you were doing Two Trains Running, right? And he's like, that's right. I said, we just did that a year and a half ago at my theater. And we're going to try, along with another company in town, to do the whole Pittsburgh cycle at one point. We're getting ready to do Jitney next year.
Yeah.
And I heard the 3 greatest words in the world. That's what's up. That was all I needed to say, and I was in. I was the sidekick all day long, following him around like a little puppy dog. Sam, can I get you some coffee? What you need, man? Here, you got a cigarette? Here we go. He started telling stories and just entertaining everyone. Because, rock on sure. My favorite one was, y'all want to hear a crack story? And I said, no, we want to hear about your bunions getting shaved. Yes, we want to hear a crack story. And he says, I'm smoking crack with this guy, and he pulls out a balloon, and he rubs it against his head. He starts rubbing it over the carpet, hoping some of that static is going to attract a little crack particle up on the carpet. And the reason that happens is because 2 people sitting in a room smoking crack are looking in the carpet because they're like, damn, nobody could have smoked that much crack that fast. There's got to be something allowed. But we did smoke all of it. So of course, everybody's dying, laughing. Later in the day, it's a Sunday, and I'm sitting next to Samuel L. Jackson on a couch watching the Carolina Panthers play football on his phone. I'm in heaven. He's got money on the game and is a Panthers fan. And they're trying to make a comeback. 3rd down, Cam drops back, sacked. And you could hear it. It started down here. And his key, like an iron fist or some shit. It was just gurgling. It came up through the diaphragm into his lungs, and it rattled around in his trachea, and it came through the vocal cords and out of his mouth. Motherfucker! And it's the most joyous sound you've ever heard. You've seen it on film and TV and screen. You cannot imagine how great it sounds live. Nobody turned around and looked, but everybody had a smile on their face. They're like, yes. Well, it was a long day, and you would hear it more and more as the day went on, and it was less and less funny, because he was getting tired. At one point, he was like, "All right, fellas, baby's getting cranky." And so we were like, all right, we finished up the day. I left bucket list day, man. I worked with lots of famous people, Tom Hanks, Mel Gibson, Melissa McCarthy, but that was bucket list day for me.
Yeah.
The problem was, when you hang around with Samuel L. Jackson for a day and you see how he does not tolerate any sort of bullshit whatsoever, it makes you want to not tolerate any bullshit either. So I came home with some Samuel L. Jackson rubbed off on me, and I have a cat that likes to steal your straw out of your drink. I'm like, bitch ass cat, give my motherfucking straw back! Daisy, I told you to stop pooping on the carpet! And then my 14-year-old son, he comes in every day and kicks his shoes and socks off. This was my favorite. Get these motherfucking socks off my motherfucking floor! 2 weeks later, this child, 14 years old, sends me a text. Dad, a bat flew into my window and broke it. Sends me a picture of the broken window. I got home an hour later. I said, get your ass up out of that bed. Now, I ain't no CSI agent, but I know a few things. I know a bat weighs 3 motherfucking ounces. I know they have a little thing called sonar that keeps them from breaking windows. And looking at your desk, I don't see any glass on that motherfucker, so everything is out in the yard, yes, because whatever broke that window came from inside, and let me guess, it was your game controller when you got your head blown off in Fortnite! And he looked at me like, holy shit, how did you know that? And it was so good and so empowering. I was so loving this thing, but then my wife was like, you need to ease up on that shit, okay? Because your temper's shorter, you're less patient about everything. 2 weeks later, I come home on Saturday. My son is supposed to be home, he's not home. I had given him his phone, which had been taken away, so I could stay in touch with him. Hour and a half later, I'm calling, texting, hour and a half later, he shows up. Where the fuck you been? I was down the street helping the neighbors. They were cleaning up all the trees and stuff in the yard from Florence. I said, you lying to me again, damn it, get in your goddamn room. Boop. Text pops up on my phone. Hey Zach, tell your son, thanks for coming down and helping us out with the trees and stuff. You did a great job, you got a great kid there. And I said, motherfucker. Thank you folks, my name is Zach. This is my time.